Alright, Shalom. Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're gonna go into martial law. We're gonna get all these precepts. We're gonna show you guys out there. I've made a lot of videos in the past in martial law, but right now the spirit's on me just to touch base on it one more time. Just kind of go back to it. I'm gonna hit all the main points just to we're gonna tie it into the scriptures and talk about what's happening right now, and what's coming down the pike. All right, and we're gonna link it to prophecy and link it to the scriptures to educate, the hopeful elect out there. That way you can really, learn and understand, what times we're living in and truly what's going on out there. You see, that way you can, because it's all about building up, and you can see what's happening with these false Israelite groups. How, they're just, they don't take the Lord seriously, So this is why the Lord said that they have a lot of blood on their hands, because you can see how they're just messing around with the Lord's word and just acting like everything's just a joke. I mean, but this is it's what's coming down the pike is deadly serious. People's heads are about to get chopped off. There's a lot of sleeper cells out here that are about to get activated. The majority of Americans don't even know that that America's a corporation, ran by the international bankers. See, but now things are starting to be more and more clear that you know now people are starting to see it, because now you see how these leaders are treating the people, and you're like, hey, how can they do that? Well, it's because now the Lord is it's about that time, because we're in that time of Jacob's trouble, martial law. Just because these governments say, oh yeah, we're gonna open up the government again or whatever, it don't matter. Remember, this place is about to collapse, and there's a major war coming. Major war. All right, even these own leaders of the United States are gonna wage war on their own citizens. That's major, because they don't care about the American people. Remember that. To anybody out there that has a birth certificate or social security card, you are a slave to the corporation that is ran by the international bankers. All right, that's just the way it is. If you like it or not, or accept it or not, that's what it is. Because you might be like, okay, well, it's not even just you foreigners, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, who they're treating like crap here. Who else is working these jobs with us? The so-called white man. Just to show you that the so-called white man, he's so selfish, he's so greedy that he even enslaved his own people. Because on these jobs, you got so-called white people working right next to us, and the same system. That just goes to show you that these elites, they're so selfish that they even enslave their own people. Remember, in the New World Order, they don't care about the Chinese. They don't care about not even their own Edomites. They only care about their that small, select, satanic elite group. That's it. Everybody else is gonna go. So as you can see, right next to you, that's just a prime, perfect example. When you guys go out there to your jobs today, just look around. You're gonna see. You're gonna be working next to some Asians. You're gonna be working next to some Edomites, some so-called white people. Okay, you're gonna be working next to so-called black people, so-called Latino people. Remember, because we're all in the same boat. All right. Remember, the New World Order. They're even gonna take out their own kind. All right, because this is why there's even Edomites. They don't even know. that this place is a corporation. Some do, but the masses, they have no idea. They just think that, all they do is trust in the Constitution in America as a country, but they have no clue. See, so this is why you have to properly be warned and taught from the two teachers of Yahweh Shai. You see? That's just one example to show you how selfish these international bankers are. They even enslave their own people, because there's Edomites out here with birth certificates, social security cards, working these 9-to-5 jobs right next to us. And you're telling me that they're not wicked? They don't even care about their own people. They don't even care about their own military. Yeah, because you might say, damn, that's low. They're that low. Okay, they are the wicked. Remember, don't make no mistake. It's something not to take lightly, because once they start rolling with these robots, because remember, it's just on my spirit. This will be the last thing. Then we're gonna get into it. Remember, these ICE agents and all that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Remember, Akim Aqua, it's about to get very, very heavy out here. All right, because these elites have, they have armies of robots, armies of androids, armies of drones. And we're talking technology beyond that this world has seen, Not drones that you see what's happening in Ukraine. No, okay, you're talking about advanced stuff out here. All right, cyborgs. All right, clones. Stuff that the majority of you guys ain't out there. You may hear about it, but it's very real. Very real. They're gonna come heavy. That's why they don't care about. You see how they're how you hear about not even the people in the American military, that sometimes they're not. Some of them don't even get their checks because they don't care. They don't even care about you in the military, because they already have their UN troops here, their sleeper cells here. All right, and they also have their army of robots, their army of the cyborgs. They have all that. Cyborgs, androids, clones. So they can give a damn if people get mad and rise up. Remember, they have top technology out there that can take out, like the army. They have top technology. This is why the angels are gonna have to intervene. Those of you that are not protected, the elites are gonna have a field day on you. For real. It's real stuff. Because you might say, well, why are they even treating like the army like that, the United States Army? Because they don't even care about you. They don't care if you quit, and that's why when the people in the United States Army, you may see some clips if you guys been watching. Some of them have been talking about it, like, hey, like they're just committing genocide and they're just killing, bombing men, women, and children. Like, stop the bombing, and then they're locking them up because they can't even talk about it. Because remember, they don't even care about the majority of you, even in the military. Because remember, they have top technology that you guys haven't even seen. Because remember, these secret societies, all right, the Illuminati, Skull and Bones, and all them. That's very real, very real. All right, very real. Make no mistake. Those of you that roll your eyes and say, "Oh, this is conspiracy." It's a conspiracy fact, baby. And the prophets are here to tell you this is it's very real. All right, this is why the angels. This is why the world is witnessing the so-called spaceship so much. All right, the so-called UFOs, because the angels are gonna have to actually intervene. Because this is how. Yes, there are our enemies, but we have to tell you like it is. They do have power like that. Okay, they do have it unlocked like that. All right, because remember, we're gonna tell you exactly how it is. So that's why if you're not covered by the Lord, you're not going to make it. Because they have top technology out there on the left-hand side. Remember that. Alright, so this is why we have to truly warn you. 2nd Esdras chapter 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. See? Pro means before, Hashay means to tell. So we're telling you what's going to happen before it happens. Which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, because the Lord is truly dealing with his prophets, the true prophets, not IOIC and ISUBK and Sakari, all these clowns out there. Remember, GMS is the main group that the Lord is dealing with, but there also is other prophets out there who are just kind of like individuals, you know. So remember, you don't have to be part of GMS just to be part of the hopeful elect. Okay, but it's just that that's where the main teaching is from, you know. GMS does have the 100% truth, but remember, you don't have to just be part of GMS to be part of the hopeful elect. Not at all. It's just that that's where the truth's at. All right, and there are some groups out there that are teaching according to the same doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. There's not many, but they're out there. But GMS is the one who's known out there, you know, if you want to get the 100% truth, you know. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. All right, because, yeah, these words are faithful and true. Make no mistake. Okay, make no mistake. These words are faithful and true. See? All right, man, this is a very, very, you know, it's a very, very heavy thing that's going to happen, because right here, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Yeah, because we're not going to lie to you like these politicians, like these leaders, because there's no need, you know, because we're right here in the trenches with you. So why do we got to lie to you? You know, we don't get nothing out of it. We're not getting a check from, you know, from some corrupt agents like, oh yeah, go ahead and lie to them under a 501c3 charter. We're not collecting a check to lie to you and stuff like that. You know, we're going to tell you exactly how it is, because we're out here. You know, we're literally out here. You know, we're the prophets are the watchers. You know, we're just reporting what the Lord told us to see. You know, and the things that we learn along the way. You know, we tell the those who care about, you know, who care about the Lord, and those who care about learning. You know, so that's why we don't even care about the. We don't mind the wicked. Yeah, we know that they're out there. We know what they're about. But we don't care. That's why we don't follow them. Like, we're not trying to, like, you know, point out people and, you know, follow them to their house. We don't care, you know. We don't give a damn, you know, like, oh, let's see if this dude's an agent. Let's see if his story, you know, matches out. Like, nah, okay, we're not concerned about that, because the Lord and the angels are here. Yahushua is here in the spirit. Remember that. The Lord's always here, okay? All right, the Lord, yeah, he's here, okay? That's, hey. All right, make no mistake, okay? The Lord's with his hopeful elect. You guys got to understand that. All right, you guys are not alone, and Lord willing, myself too, you know? But I'm not sure if I'm worthy, but I'm giving all diligence to make my calling and election sure, you know? Shit, you kidding me? Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee. Yeah, so, see, so don't worry about the wicked. You know, they say, oh yeah, we're going to lock you up, and so what? Okay, they got their job to do, and we got our job to do. You see? All right. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. All right. So this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 verse 3, and we're gonna go down all the way to the 19th verse. We'll see how it goes in the spirit. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Incredulity means non-belief. But it's because someone said, you guys are full of shit. You know, like, está loco. Está loca, you know? No, and so it don't matter if people think that, oh yeah, you know, these guys are, you know, they're not telling the truth. Fuck it. It don't matter, because right now the truth is like the center, the truth is taking center stage, all right, right now in the earth, because right now that's the hot topic, is the truth, because it's coming out, you know? Why? Because we're in that time. Yep, it's time, Akim and Aqua, that speak against thee. See? So right here, verse 4. So the reason why we don't really we pay no attention to the wicked, no matter what they say. They can threaten our families, tell us they're gonna lock us up for 100 years. We don't give a damn. Alright? Check this out, because this is where they're all gonna end up. Thus says the Lord. Verse 4, check it out. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So there it is. Because they're going to perish. You know, because the Lord got them. So we ain't tripping, you know. And when our time, when that time has to come, shoot, you know, we're going to go in boldly, you know, as soldiers for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You know, Lord willing to the end, baby. You know. But remember, the Lord is, there's only going to be a few martyrs out there. So you got to remember, this time the elect are going to win. Okay, the elect got the victory through Yahweh. You know, you just got to hold on tight. Cause remember, the Lord is good. The Lord is truly going to intervene this time, like what happened with Moses in Exodus. All right, it's just that this time the Lord's not going to save everybody. But remember, those that believed, you know, remember they were fed. Okay, Moses led them away from Pharaoh. Remember that. Okay, same thing with the elect. Okay, because you're gonna be in there, just like the Israelites. You're gonna be in there. You're gonna be the elect of Israel, just like the time of Moses and ancient Egypt. Perfect example, because you're gonna be in there, you know, but you're gonna be protected. You're not gonna be getting hit. Okay, remember how the the Lord went through and Moses said, "All right, put blood on top of the doorpost because Yahweh Shai is that death angel. He's the Green Reaper. All right, who is going to start taking out the wicked out here, and he's already started. Okay, for those of you that don't know, the angels in Yahweh Shai, they're already taking out the wicked. They're already taking them out. There's death angels all out here. Okay, although you can't see them if you don't believe them, don't matter to us. Okay, the death angels are out here. So that's why those of you that are just playing around, damn, you're playing a very dangerous game, but that's on you. Remember, the death angels, they're already out here. You know, and those of you that are playing around, hey, you know, well, woe unto you, but don't cry, you know, when the Lord brings your judgment. You know, because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. You know, but that's on you. You know, you want to go against the Lord, just go for it. You know? So it's just like that time, because remember, the Israelites, we in that time with Moses and Aaron, all right, when we were in a captivity in ancient Egypt, all right, we were in those plagues, but we weren't. They didn't touch us. Okay, that goes back to Psalms 91. All right, 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right side, but nothing shall, um, um, befall thee. So, you know, like that, because I was just quoting it. All right, you know what? Let me get it real fast. That way, just hit the point. Because yeah, because we were in those plagues, but it didn't hit the Israelites. Same thing with the elect, because you know the elect are gonna be are out here. Okay, the elect are going to be in it. You know, but it's not gonna touch them. See, remember when ancient Egypt was getting jacked up? You know, let's see. Right here. Psalms chapter 91, verse 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. See? Only with thy eyes, verse 8, shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Right. See, because the elect, remember, because the elect are going to be out here, you guys are out here, in the mist, surrounded by all these teams, all these sleeper cells. But so what? It's not gonna they cannot hurt you. All right, because remember, the Lord, the Lord and the angels, they're out here. All right, remember the Lord's spirit, because the Lord Yahweh Shai, he's not physically here yet, but his spirit, he's here. All right, he's doing a lot of stuff. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is helping the elect every day. All right, more than you guys know. All right, remember that. Okay, the angels are truly making sure that you guys are protected, you guys are fed, you guys are okay. All right, we're not going to go too far into detail into that, but remember, the angels are very real. Okay, and they're out here, and they don't sleep. Remember that the angels, they don't have to sleep and they don't have to eat. All right, and they're out here. All right, and you can't see them nor detect them, but trust me, they're out here. All right. Verse 5, Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. So the Lord bringing it. Okay, the Lord's telling Donald Trump, all right, go ahead, bring the ruckus. Light this bad boy on fire. Go for it. See? The sword, so, because there's many wars, race wars, wars between, citizens, civil war, even family members, because a lot of people are going to tell on one another. Famine the word, because they're about to, cut off the internet. They're about to silence the truth, but it's a beautiful thing, because remember, the Lord's a master chess player. The Lord's a master, he's a God of war. All right, so once, because these elites think, oh yeah, we're going to shut you guys up, and we're going to, you're not going to be able to teach the truth no more. Good. because the Lord already got you checkmated. Because as soon as you do that, that's when the angels are really gonna let the wind blow out here. All right, because that means that the elect are sealed after that. You know, because remember, the elites, they can't do anything without the Lord sanctioning it. So remember, Akim Aqua, don't be walking with your head down when these elites, cut off the truth and we can't teach on the streets no more or on the internet. That's a good thing. You might say, why is that? Because that means that the elect are sealed. Because that means it's done. Okay, now it's time for judgment. All right, and the elect, you guys are going to be well taken care of in that time. Well taken care of in abundance. You're going to have food and water. You're going to have extras. Facts. The Lord's going to take care of his elect. Everybody else, well, you can only imagine what's going to happen out here. So when that famine of the word comes, these elites are going to think like, oh yeah, we're going to show them. Yeah, cut it off. Go for it. Because as soon as you cut it off, that's your behind, baby. Because everything that these elites do, okay, it's, that's one thing off. Remember, it's like a grocery list. Like, that's one thing off the checklist. So the famine of the word, that's a big prophecy. So as soon as they cut that off, beautiful. We're that much closer to these Edomites going to slavery. We're that much closer to Yahushai's arrival. Remember, the Lord Yahushai has these devils in quicksand. Remember, the quicker they move, the madder they are, the better it is for us. Because the faster they fulfill prophecy, and the faster we get out of here. So, you guys wanna pray out there. Don't pray that, I hope our enemies are, they're not that mad. No, you want to pray. Pray that the Lord keeps that energy on them. Pray that they come in head first. Fuck them. Hell with these cave dwellers. Let me find out you're scared of them. You kidding me? Look at this kingdom of goofballs. All these Edomites do is just eat cheeseburgers all day. They have what? Diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Huh? This is a goofball. This is a kingdom of goofballs. Look at Donald Trump. You're telling me that dude's not a goofball? Don't even start. Shit. And you guys call yourself men? Leaders and kings? Shit. And you expect us not to laugh? Fuck. Let's hear it. Death and destruction. So the Lord's bringing all that. He's gonna cut off the food, death and destruction. Yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of pestilence coming down the pike. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of there's gonna be a lot of these elites. Remember, Bill Gates told you himself. All right, the first one didn't get your attention, the second one will. All right, zombies. That's something that I had told you guys a while back, but I'm just gonna inform you guys again. But the Lord, remember, He gave me a vision. So remember how people, if you guys been watching, those of you who are, in the truth, all right, how you hear about like the zombie apocalypse? That it's very real. All right, that's very real because the Lord, He showed me that, and that was a vision. It wasn't just like, oh, okay, that was a weird dream, a little nightmare. No, because I prayed to the Lord, and that was confirmation. It's very real. Okay, so the left-hand side, the wicked, whoever it's going to be, Moab, whoever it's going to be, but they're going to turn these people, the people out here into zombies. Very real. Maybe by those Hydra cells, I don't know, and I don't care. That's the left-hand side, but just know that these elites, these leaders around the world, okay, because remember, it's not just the Edomites, the Moabites that are in it, the Ishmaelites, Ishmael, the Arabs, okay, because they're in it too, remember, because they're all joining forces to trying to bring in the New World Order. It's not just Esau, the Edomites, so-called white man. Remember, the so-called Chinese, they play a heavy role in this thing. The East Indians, the Africans, the Hamites, the elites, that is, okay? Remember, they're all joining forces to try to bring in that New World Order. It's very real, very real, you see? So this is something that you have to understand, because it's very very real. That's what's about to happen out here. You see, so that you know how people have been talking about it, the zombie apocalypse. It's gonna happen. It's gonna go down, and that's just another pestilence that's gonna happen. And who knows what else the Lord is gonna allow these devils, these leaders to bring? Because remember, they're gonna allow the Lord's gonna allow them to bring the ruckus out here, to cause chaos. Remember that they don't have too much time left, because they are on a short time. They are in quicksand. They are going down, but they do have that short window where they're gonna bring all out hell out here. Remember, order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. They're really gonna go for it. It's not no just something that people were talking about. No, it's gonna go down out here. All right, and you have to, that's why you have to be fully persuaded in your own mind. You have to really believe in the Lord, because if you're just kind of like, yeah, I know about the Lord, you're not gonna make it. With that yeah, don't give me that shit. All right, you're only playing yourself, sucker. All right, this is why we will rebuke those of you Israelites who are faking the funk. We'll rebuke you, but we're not gonna spend so much time on you. We're gonna teach the elect, like, look at this is what you do. This is what you do, and this is what you don't do. But we're not gonna be like, just, you're not gonna ruin our day. You're not gonna ruin our faith. We're not gonna be like that mad where it's just like, oh, I can't believe it, because we do believe it. The Lord said there shall be false prophets. All right, so yeah, we'll condemn you, and we're gonna tell the elect, look, this is what it is. Don't do that, and do this. But we're not going to spend that much time on you. We don't care about you, because you're only faking yourself. Because this place is completely surrounded. Because remember, if the elites in their sleeper cells, the robots, remember, they got pestilence coming. They're going to starve people out. So if the left hand side don't get you, Yahweh and the angels are going to get you. And remember, the house of David. Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit. Now here we go. Okay, the house of David, all right, the 144,000, because the Lord is going to raise up hunters. Remember, the 144,000 are going to be activated out here. The 144,000, the real X-Men, all right, because remember, the Lord, those of you that don't know, Yahweh Shai, our Lord and Savior, he has brothers on the planet Earth right now. They're not ordinary men. They're gods on the earth, literally, and they're about to be activated in this time. So they're going to help the elect, and also they're going to help the Lord destroy you 2/3. Yep. Oh, yeah. So if the left-hand side, these elites don't get you, you 2/3, you peons, then Yahweh Shai and his men are going to hunt you down. Yep. That's right. And that's, Lord willing, I'm going to make a lesson on that, when Yahweh Shai says, hey, bring them hither and slay them before me. Because hey, Yahweh Shai is going to do a lot of killing out here. All right? And it's not just the heathens and you goofballs, you Edomites. It's going to be you wicked Israelites out there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Lord's not playing with you clowns. Verse 6. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Yeah, because it's time, This place is completely wicked, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. It's about that time. Verse 7, therefore said the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, I will hold my tongue no more, as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. So the Lord's saying, that's it, that's, it's go time. Neither will I suffer them in those, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Yeah, because the righteous, the hopeful elect are, including myself, we're continually, praying to the Lord, saying, "Hey, Lord, bring down bring down the wicked, because now those of you that are, in the world, even these Americans, they're even saying like, hey, this is not right, like they're even starving us out, because you can see, like the heathens and Edomites who are American citizens, those who are not in the faith, people who are just waking up to smell the coffee, but they're not really too much into the scriptures. They know like, hey, shit, Like, you know, they know that, man, these elites, because now that you guys are aware of it, because Yahweh Shemiel Shai is making it evident. That means he's making it clear, because even those of you who don't really know too much prophecy, um, even these Babylonians, these American citizens, and the American people are the stupidest people on the planet Earth, and they can see it. If they can see what's about to happen, that's how you know it's go time. Because if the American people, the stupidest people on the planet Earth, if you guys can see it now, finally, which is okay because it's prophecy, but it's that time. That means you know it's go time, because if even the Babylonians can see it, you know, and they're so engulfed with, you know, GMOs and bread and circuses, and they're so distracted with Kardashians and you know all the above, all that jazz. But even they can see that, damn, you know, the elites are waging war on all of us. Yes, you know, because, you know, you're absolutely right, Bob. You know, because there is, they're saying that, yeah, you know, that he's saying that the American citizens are saying, yeah, he goes, we're all potential targets. You are a target. Remember, if you're not part of that small satanic club, they're coming for you. Remember, American citizens are next. Okay, you know, remember when a lot of these American citizens rejoiced when the foreigners were getting hindered up by ICE and all that. People were like, yeah, get those foreigners off our land. Remember, you American citizens are next. Okay, I'm an American citizen too. It's just, you know, just for edification, because I was born and raised here. You know, but the thing is just that I believe in the Lord. You know, so we don't fear the elites. You know, we're telling you about them, but we don't fear. And especially the prophets. The prophets are frontliners. Okay, because the prophets were frontline soldiers against the elites, the left-hand side. All right, the New World Order. We're frontline, baby. All right, don't matter what happens to us. They want to build a case on us. You know, try to kill us. We don't care. You know, we're 10 toes down on the ground, baby. You know, because we're frontliners for the righteous. You know, we have a job to do. You know, and we're gonna keep laying it down. So what? Let's say if we gotta go in the guillotine. So what? Fuck it. You know, we're soldiers for Yahweh Shai. We're not gonna be like these little peon soldiers in Ukraine. All right, I saw that little punk ass Edomite. All right, so, excuse my Italian, because if you're a soldier, you're a fucking soldier. Okay, this little peon Ukraine Edomite was crying on YouTube. Okay, oh yeah, it was who made that video? It was what's his name? It was the elder from Los Angeles GMS camp. Salak, you're coming to me right now. Let me see. Let me see here. Oh, Tazadak. Okay, Tazadak. Alright, he made that video. Alright, Tazadak. Yup. Alright, he showed that clip of that Edomite, a Ukrainian soldier. He was 23 years old, saying that he just wanted to die, and, you know, I mean, what kind of shit is that? You know, that's no wisdom. I understand you're scared, you know, but as a soldier, you know, now you're a target, because you just you're supposed to be holding it down for Ukraine, and now you just put a video on YouTube for the whole world to see that you're a little pussy. You're supposed to be holding it down for Ukraine, and you're out here making a video crying on YouTube, putting it for the world can see. You don't think the Russians are laughing at you? You know? You don't think these Russian soldiers want to get a hold of you just to torture you? You're a prime target now, my man. You dumbass. Okay, because if you guys ever seen, if you guys follow Tazadak from GMS Los Angeles Cap, who is an elder, a very beautiful brother, all right? A strong brother in the faith, very strong, all right? A soldier for Yahweh Shemiel Shai, all right? He posted that video of, an Edomite Ukrainian soldier who he was 23 years old, and he was crying, saying, yeah, I just want to kill myself. You know, I don't want to be out here in the war no more. Yeah, I get it. You know, he's scared, you know, but you don't do that. Especially you don't make a video on YouTube, you know, because if we can see it, if we can see your video out here, you little Ukrainian soldier who's 23 years old, who's crying, saying that you want to kill yourself, how about your neighbors? How about your own leaders who probably saw that? And look at this guy. You know, just making Ukraine look weak. Not only that, you don't think the Russian soldiers saw that? Hell yeah, this YouTube, that shit goes worldwide. So you don't think Putin and these Russian soldiers saw that? Shit, you're a target now because these Russian soldiers, they're gonna want to capture you and torture the fuck out of you because they know you're soft and weak. You're a dumbass. But that just shows. Remember, if you're a soldier, baby, to the end. You know, and you definitely don't make a video on YouTube for everyone to see. Oh yeah, I just want to kill myself. Go ahead and kill yourself with your bitch ass. You know, that's the difference. See, because Yahweh Shimei Shai is calling real soldiers to be front line, 10 toes down. Don't matter if they threaten us with death threats, they threaten our families. We're in the front lines, you know, holding it down for the Lord. Don't matter what we go through, you know. For us to even think about taking ourselves out, that's our last thought, baby. You know, we're going to hold it down to the very end. Our enemies are a bunch of clowns. You kidding me? The hell? What the hell is the cyborg? What can a cyborg do against spiritual power? Get out of here. You know? You see? So that's why the Lord, he's raising up real men. Not like you soldiers, supposedly soldiers around the world. Look at the American soldiers. They got, you know, they got transgenders in there. This shit's bugged out. You know? The American soldiers, the new soldiers, they can't even pass the test. Fuck. You're telling me you're a soldier? This place is done. It's done. It's finished. America is finished. Alright, so let's get back on topic. But I just had to share that with you guys because that's no wisdom. You know? Because yeah, let's say somebody is scared out there, but you're gonna put it on the internet for everybody to see that, oh yeah, you know, that you want to kill yourself and you're scared. That's not being wise. You know? Because you just showed the whole world that you're a little bitch and that you're scared. So you're a prime target. Damn. Verse 9. And therefore said the Lord, Yahweh Shimei Shai, I will surely avenge them. There it is. Bingo. Booyah. Because the angels are here and the angels are about to get busy. And Yahweh, our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, he's going to send his son Yahweh Shai down here to get busy, because the Lord is going to get all the wicked, everybody, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. See? So we don't got to worry about like getting weapons and stuff like that, because the Lord's going to avenge us. Look what he did to the Pharaoh. All right, did the Israelites have to you know, get weapons and all that? No. Okay. Because the Lord used Moses and activated him with spiritual power. See? So the same stuff that Moses was doing, all right, back in ancient Egypt, the same thing the 144,000 are going to be doing on the planet Earth. This is why the elites are so scared. Trust and believe. Yeah, they may talk, they may laugh, you know, trying to make fun of the men of the Lord, but they're scared and they're frightened because there's a power out there that they don't even understand. You know, it's a mystery, like, fuck, you know? Trust me, the left-hand side, they're worried. Okay, yeah, they may act like, oh, yeah, you know, we got this. Yeah, they can talk shit all they want, but they're worried. All right? Because they can't even kill the man of the Lord, even if they try. Imagine, you don't think they're afraid? So imagine when the man of the Lord get activated. See, so you don't, shit. This is why they're working, right now, Esau, he's on, and his teams, they're on overtime. They're on overdrive. Yeah, keep on trying, Esau, but you ain't gonna figure it out, you monkey. You know, and we're still laughing at you. You kidding me? You know? And you retards out there who want to trust in this cave dweller. Yeah, that's right. The Lord and us, we're laughing at you. And we're gonna stay laughing at you. You know, the madder you get, the more we laugh. Because you ain't shit. You know? And we mean that. You know, we're not just actors and putting on a fake smile. You know, because we're agents out here. No. You know, we follow the Lord. And we're truly laughing at you. Because you're upset. Remember, you're going to slavery. Not us. We're about to come out of it. We've been in slavery for thousands of years. So, you know, a hard day for us, that's just another day. We've been in captivity for thousands of years. That's just another day for us, baby. You know? You know? Welcome to the club. You see? You know? So trust and believe that these rulers, they're afraid. They're afraid. Trust me. You know, why do you think they have the men of the Lord on 24-hour watch? Because they're nervous. They're like, oh shit, because they know once that power is activated, they're all about to get their ass kicked. Yeah. Oh yeah. Verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Those of you that are trusting in these leaders, well, you can see what's happening. Now they're cutting off everything. I will I will I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, because the Lord is going to bring us out of the land of America, the hopeful elect. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand. Okay, that's Yahweh in a stretched out arm. That's the angels. That's why the world, you guys are witnessing the so-called UFOs, the so-called UAPs, because that is the army of angels. All right, the Howard Esau and his elites, yeah, because if you don't know the Lord, then yeah, you're like, damn, these elites are powerful with robots. True, but they're powerful in this world. Remember, our Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he has the army of angels that are coming from a whole nother dimension. That all these militaries around in the world, including the U.S. military, which is the strongest military in the world, they can't even shoot them down, and they tried, and they have no effect. So you're telling me that these soldiers and strong military leaders, that they're not shitting in their pants? Fuck yeah, they are. Because they're counting the cost. They know that once it's time for war, once the angels get activated out here, that you're all dead men. It's just when and how, because a real soldier that been in war, they count the cost, because they know, like, fuck, how are we gonna fight this shit? Okay, you other goofballs out there, yeah, you're just laughing and, oh yeah, flying saucers, whoop-de-doo, because you're a dumbass. But these real top generals, all right, that are in these militaries around the world, they know. They're like, shit, because once it's time for war, yeah, because remember, the United States military, they have all kinds of, secret stuff, and they have jets and stuff that people don't even know about. But that goes to all militaries around the world, because they're always gonna hide the good shit. Excuse my tongue. They're never gonna tell you exactly what they have. All right, because these leaders, they have the Space Force, they have that, but that's no match for the angels. Yeah, it may be big to this world, like, damn, that's high tech, but to the Lord and to the angels, that's child's play. You're about to get stomped out. Facts. And they know, trust me, the leaders and top military generals, all right, around the world, they know that, fuck, once it's time for war, that they know, because they're outmatched by far. Not just like, okay, it's gonna be a hard fight. They know. Okay, they know that, how are we gonna fight this? Because they've tried. They've tried, and they know, like, damn, like, we try to shoot them down, we try to take them out, and we can't. Like, shit. So how much more when the angels get the green light? And remember, the angels, they already took out some pilots and some fighter jets already. There's a lot of stuff that people don't know about. Yep, that only like CIA and KGB, like these top military intelligence, these top leaders, only they know about it, but they're not telling you guys. Sometimes the word gets out, and you hear about it. Remember like SpaceX, how the so-called, remember how the angels blew it up before it took off? Remember that? Or blew it up in mid-flight, something like that, Remember? All right, but they don't even talk about it, They just stay quiet. Because remember, there's a silent war going on out here between the angels and the elites, Yep. Oh yeah. It's a silent war, but pretty soon it's gonna be made to the forefront. Because remember, those so-called spaceships that are driving around the world, they're going to the angels are gonna step out, and they're actually gonna fight these leaders and take down all these militaries right before your eyes. Right before your eyes. Remember, Psalms 91 and 8. Only what thy eyes shall they behold and see the reward of the wicked. Why? Because the Lord and the angels are going to get busy out here on our enemies. It's not going to be so much a silent war no more. No. Remember, our enemies are on death row. All right? The angels know who everybody is. So, remember, you want to do right. Okay? Don't play around. Remember, because the wicked, Remember, they're on death row. They ain't going nowhere. They ain't going anywhere. They can't leave this planet. Okay, they're not going anywhere. All right. Remember that. All right. So you have to really understand that. Oh snap. Let's go to verse 11. Second Esdras chapter 15 verse 11. And Salakia, I want to get to more of these scriptures, but the Spirit's been on me to talk about things that are happening out there, because there's a lot of stuff happening out there that you viewers out there need to know. All right, because yes, we're all about edification in the scriptures, but there's stuff out there that you guys need to know, like those details about the silent war, about these elites. They're trying to take out the angels right now, but they can't. But you guys got to know that's actually happening right now, and it's been happening. But these leaders don't even talk about it. But that's why we're here. We're here to tell you. We don't give a damn if they paint a picture on us and build a case on us and give us death threats. We don't give a damn. Okay, we're gonna tell you what it is. This is because we're frontline soldiers for the Lord. Because we're gonna tell you exactly what it is. Okay, we don't have some small hat handler, or we're not under a 501c3 charter because we haven't sold out. And we won't, because we don't have a so-called white man behind our back saying, what did you say? Like, you want us to take away your TV show? You want us to take away your paycheck? Go for it, We'll laugh at Esau, If he says, oh, what did you say? Oh, we'll tell you what it is, You said that you're a cave dweller and you're going to slavery, you pussy. That's right, Because we're not like Will Smith. We're not like Nick Cannon. We're not going to say, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm black. No, fuck you, Esau. You pussy. Okay? If you look over our shoulder and say, what did you say? We're going to tell you what did we say. The Lord's name is Yahushai, and your punk ass is going into slavery. You pussy. We're going to tell you with a smile. Shit. You think that we're supposed to be afraid of a goofball and of a cave dweller? Yeah, right. Verse 11. This is why we're frontliners for the Lord, because we're gonna tell you guys what it is all the way. Lord's willing to the end. Lord's willing. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm. So that hand is Yahushai. Okay, because Yahushai and the angels, are gonna help the elect out here in the time of martial law, these shutdowns. Make no mistake, just because they're gonna reopen the government or whatever. Okay, remember, it's about to go down out here. Remember that. And smite Egypt with plagues as before. So talking about America. Because remember how I was telling you in the beginning lesson, the time of Moses, the time of ancient Egypt? Same thing. Okay, because remember when ancient Egypt was getting plagued, remember the Lord killed all their firstborns? What happened to the Israelites? You guys were perfectly fine. Same thing with the elect. You guys are going to be well fed and well protected. Meanwhile, the Lord and the angels are going to be killing thousands out here. Yep, because you're going to be in it, you guys, but it's not going to come nigh thee. Remember that. So just like what happened in Egypt, same thing. Because the Lord, His Spirit, He's out here. You guys are not alone. Remember that. So remember that if you guys have to do a little jail time, because these elites are going to persecute the righteous. But don't just go. Don't make a big old fuss. Don't worry about it. The angels are out here. You're not alone. Remember that. This is why you have to really understand that. Okay? Alright, so don't fear. Alright, don't be afraid, mijo. Don't be afraid, mija. Because, hey, remember, you're not alone. And smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right, because, the Lord is going to destroy the whole land of America. Alright, by ICBMs, thermonuclear fire. And before that happens, there's going to be, as you can see, civil unrest, anarchy. Okay, America is going to wage war on its own citizens. Okay, America is going to be tearing each other to smithereens. Americans are going to be tearing each other apart out here. Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High Yahweh shall bring upon it. So put your seatbelts on, because the Lord's about to bring it out here. Remember, it's not just the elites who are going to starve people out, do order out of chaos. No, remember, the Lord is bringing His plagues. All right, the Lord's gonna bring His plagues too. All right, remember that. Remember that zombie apocalypse, whatever, that's very real. Remember that. Okay, that's something I gotta share with you, brothers and sisters in the faith, because the Lord gave me a heavy vision and I prayed on it. All right, and they're gonna be very vicious. All right, so that is gonna happen where these elites are gonna turn people into like a zombified state. I don't know. He may spray something in the air. He may activate, the hydra cells that are inside these people, that what they took from those jabs and juicy juice. I don't know. Okay, that's the left hand side. That's not my concern. But what I do know is that they are gonna turn people into zombies, like for real, but like vicious. Not all like. If you guys ever seen Shaun of the Dead, remember how like they're all like, like kind of walk around, but they're all bugged out. No, not like that. Like vicious. Remember, like if you guys ever seen that movie, World War Z, or if you ever seen that movie with Will Smith, damn, what was that movie? Remember he was alone in New York? Damn, Slovakia. But just remember like that movie World War Z. Remember how people were like real, like they were real like vicious, like that. Okay. Yep. Remember that's coming. Remember, a lot of plagues and pestilence are coming. It's not just martial law and people are about to be starved out. Alright, so second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn. Alright, talking about America. Because if you take a look right now, isn't that not what America is doing? America is in a mourning state. Okay? Complaining about what? Whatever. Benefits collapsing, whatever it may be, You see right now that America is mourning because those of you that are watching, you can see that America is is spiraling on a downhill. Okay, that America is circling the drain. That means that this place is out of here. You see, and the foundation of it shall be smitten. Right, because the Lord and the angels are destroying America from the inside out. See? This is why you see people waking up. You see that America is divided. Not only that, what's another major thing? Two more major things that you see. The so-called UFOs. Alright, if you put the so-called UFOs, one of their main sightings, okay, one of the main areas where the chair to Israel, okay, the so-called UFOs, where they are showing up around the world, like the most frequent sightings, where are they recorded? And that's right here in the United States. So best believe that the leaders here, the top leaders of America, they're tripping. Oh yeah. Because remember, the Lord has a bone to pick with America. And what else is another big sign is the whole world is coming up against America. Even America's allies. You see? So you can see that America is going to war with the whole world. America is strong, yeah, but how long do you think they're gonna last? With fighting the whole world and fighting their own citizens at the same time. And remember, this place is gonna be invaded by Russia, China, other sleeper cells. You see? So people that you just need a decent head on your shoulders. You don't even gotta go all the way that deep. Those of you that just got somewhat common sense, a decent head on your shoulders, you'll know that, yeah, this place is through. Because the Lord. Egypt shall mourn. Verse 12 again from the top. So America shall mourn. That's clearly what you see happening right now. And the foundation of it shall be smitten. with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Verse 13. So who's bringing the plagues? Who's controlling Trump? Who's controlling these elites? How about Shimei Shai? Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the seed shall fail through the blasting of hail, and with a fearful consolation. Because people are seeing the signs, they're like, damn, it's gonna be. Remember, the Lord's gonna bring terrible storms out here, terrible storms. All right, terrible tsunamis. The Lord's gonna bring terrible storms out here. It's terrible. Verse 14, and I'll end it right here. Then I'm gonna have to do a part 2. Okay, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right, Esdras right here is saying, woe to the world. You see, the world. All right, because it's not just America, it's not just the UK, not just China, it's the world. You see? Because you're not just gonna have civil war and people getting, starved out. Remember, the Lord is coming. Remember, the Lord is coming. So with that, that's it on today's lesson on martial law and other, and things that are coming down the pipe and prophecy, martial law and prophecy. So with that, on your feet, soldier. Stay in the spirit. Shalom.